Hello. God. Hello, and welcome to this Android programming tutorial. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to install Android Studio. If you watch any of my other videos, you might have seen we have a tutorial on how to install Eclipse. Now, sometime in 2013, Google decided that Eclipse is not good enough, so everybody now has to switch to Android Studio. So it's been out officially for a while now, since I think December in 2014. The first stable version has been out, and this is now the official way of making Android programs instead of Eclipse. Now you have to use Android Studio, and I believe also Eclipse support will be going away after a while, so they will not be supporting both things. So sooner or later you have to switch. Okay, so head on over to the Android developer website. Just use your favorite search engine, type in Android Studio, and you should be able to find this page. Also, the links will be provided in this video in the description on YouTube there. So you can take a look at the system requirements if you like to do that sort of thing. So Windows 8, 7, Vista, Windows 10 also. I'm actually using Windows 10 right now. Also runs on Mac and Linux. So one of the things you need is the Java Development Kit, the JDK. So we're gonna download that first. Again, head on over to the Oracle website. Again, just search Google search or Bing, whatever, for the JDK. Gonna click download here. Right, so I always go for the latest version. So there's 65 and 66 here. I'm gonna go for 66. You have to accept the agreement, and then you download whichever version is the correct one for you. Now, if you're on Windows like me, you need to figure out is your Windows 64 bits or 32 bits. So this 86 is actually 32 bits. So on Windows 10, you just right click here on the start button and go to system. And then you'll see somewhere here it'll say 64-bit operating system. If you're on an older version of Windows like Windows 7, what you need to do is right click on my computer and then choose properties, and then this same window will pop up and you'll see the same information. So I was a 64-bit here. Download that one. My internet is a little slow, so right, so it's downloading. I'm just gonna pause until it finishes. Right, so that has finished downloading, and that's that thing right there on my desktop. Now we need to download Android Studio itself. So again, back to the Android Studio website. Just click download Android Studio. You have to agree, of course, after reading all of this. Download Android Studio. It's the same download. It doesn't matter if you're 32-bit, 64-bit, or whatever, unless of course you're on Mac or Linux. It's a different download. But anyway, you'll find that on the same page. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for this to download. If you can see, my internet is very slow. Okay, so this is the Android Studio download. Right, so first thing we're gonna do is install the JDK because that's required for Android Studio. Just gonna start that. Yes, this should be pretty straightforward. Just next, next, next. You know how these things work. Don't change anything. Okay, so that's done. Just close that. Okay, so now we're going to install Android Studio. I usually like to run these things as administrator because this shouldn't be necessary, but I've had problems in the past, so just run as admin just to be on the same safe side. Yep. Again, You don't have to do much here. All the components you want to install. So if you, well, maybe you already have the Android SDK, you don't want to install it again, you can uncheck something, or just gonna leave everything as is, which I recommend you do as well. Leave everything as is again. So as part of this installation, it will also install an Android emulator, which is basically like a virtual device, so you can test your application on the PC as you're programming. You don't have to move the app into an actual phone. Just leave everything as is again. Recommended is 2 gigs of RAM here. I'll leave that there. Install, and we'll just let that finish. Okay, so we are done here. Installation is completed. Next, start Android Studio. Yes, finish. And gonna launch Android Studio for the first time right now. Now, I'm guessing if you have previously installed Android Studio, you're not watching this video, so just choose I don't have previous version here. Click OK. I want to allow it on all networks in case you get this firewall thing. Allow access. Okay, as you can see here, it says there's an update available. This is because my download is actually a couple of days old, and also now it's downloading the SDK platform for Android 6, which I believe is Marshmallow, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna let it finish downloading that, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I got an interesting error here. That the folder has failed to be moved, blah 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 blah. This might be because your antivirus software is preventing it. Deactivate your antivirus software or close any running programs. Yes, deactivate your antivirus software. That's what I like to hear from the software I'm installing. So Windows 10 is comes with a built-in antivirus called Windows Defender. Let's see here. Settings, real-time protection off. Alright, I'm just gonna turn that off, and of course now I'm gonna get 1,000 notifications that it's off. Okay, leave that off. Let's see what happens. There's actually nowhere to press yes, which is also interesting. And anyway, let things continue and see how it goes here. So as you can see, it has finished downloading. It actually took me the whole night because my very slow internet connection, but I think you won't have the same problem.